Okay, I'll keep an eye out. More will probably be showing up, I'm sure, but it don't take long to click them in. So I just want to tell you how the book come about now and before, just give you an idea. Uh, 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 uh. So the publisher made contact about a year ago and said, your book, Cosmic Energy, it's the hot topic now. It's that you've got to remember, we wrote this quite a few years ago. What was it? How long ago was it, Monica? 10 years or something? It was quite a long time ago. And
14, about 14 years ago.
wow, there you go. And they've just out the blue said, this is the hot topic. But what I want to explain is that book came about because we had a 3-book deal, which is when you're, unless you're Victoria Beckham, you don't get a free book deal, not in this country. It just don't work like that. They don't take that big a risk, but they did. They gave us a massive free book deal, went out to loads of countries, loads of languages. So they really took a punt on us. And, I think we did manifest it. We just come up with ideas and manifested it. So we did. First book was Instant Intuition. Most of you know this. Second one, The Future Is Yours. I wanted to carry on writing about the future. And they said, no, we want a standalone book on a completely different subject. So you know how it works. Thank you. People saying congratulations. Thank you, Claire. So I started taking these mind trips into the future to find out what we know in the future that we need to know now. One of the reasons was that these spiritual books had exploded. There was a lot of them, but they were all kind of a bit the same, and they were all rehashes of each other. And and I just thought, no, I don't want to just write yet another book. Instant Intuition was different, and I was really pleased it was different. Because and we had techniques in there that nobody had used before, and nobody had really analyzed intuition before. But I started taking these mind trips 100, 200 years into the future to see what we know then that we need to know now. And it kept coming up, energy. Everything was to do with energy. And I started learning things from the future, coming back and trying it out, grabbing a few people, bringing them up to the boardroom and just trying it out. And that's how the book came about, all about, and so when the book came out, people were saying there's nothing like this out there. There's information in it. Where'd you get the information from? And I've said, from the future. So we had the 3 books. And then for the publisher to come up and say, this is the hot topic right now. You're absolutely right, Emily. It's the hot topic right now. This is what everybody wants to know about. We want to bring it out again, but more with a manifesting slant, because we didn't really emphasize the manifesting side of it. And it's all about making things happen. It's all about creating things. So that's how the book came about, and that's why it's being re-released. So I want to say, if you've got Cosmic Energy, you've got the foundation of this. You have got the foundation. I don't want anybody phone me up going, here, you've just sold me that book and I've already got it. So yeah, so that's the foundation of it. And during that time, I learned so much about energy. I mean, I think the book begins, look at me, I think it begins, energy, everything is energy, everything, absolutely everything is energy, your thoughts, your feelings. Even when you think there's nothing, there's just space, there's energy there. There's energy controls everything. When your energy is good, things happen, go your way. And you already know that. When your energy is bad, I'll tell you how you can prove this. If you've been driving and you've had a bad day, somebody's cut you up, you've had a bad incident, if you go home and go, oh, you won't believe what happened, you start telling the story, the next day on the road, everyone will be cutting you up. It's like almost like you create it. You start to create that energy. That makes sense. I find this a lot, and I see a lot of spiritual people and self-help people, and they're so negative online. They're always ranting and moaning. And I just think, I wouldn't come to you. I wouldn't come to you. I don't want to go to a healer or somebody that's always moaning online. I don't want that energy around me. So I've really got this feeling this year is about keeping your energy clean, keeping your energy flowing, being positive and creating a positivity. I think if you've got a large portion of the world constantly going, oh my God, it's so bad, it's so bad. What are we creating for the world? What are we creating? We're not creating something wonderful. I'm going to mute somebody because I can hear them. Yeah, hope that makes sense. So what we got here, we've got yeah, so we got the information from the future. I'm rambling on to write the book. Any one of you can do that. And I've worked with a lot of people to go into the future. Jojo's done some of this with me, where you go into the future and find out what you need to know to create now. And Jojo's created things online, which had a huge amounts of hits. So it really, really, really works. So manifesting how it really works. See, there's so many books out there, and you've got to kind of, I find it very passive. I find it very passive. It's very easy to sit there and say, well, I want this. I had a girl email me once. Let me explain it this way. And she said, right, you've got to tell me how to do this. I want £1 million and a big house, and you know how to do it. And I thought, well, if I knew how to come up with that much money in a big house, I wouldn't be working 14-hour days. But anyway, here we go. So I actually replied that. And everybody that was in the office that day said, don't reply, don't reply, because you open up that gateway. And she come back and she actually said, well, I don't agree. Don't ask me then. Because look at that there, Jerry Hall. All she does is get money off of her husband, Mick, and do her hobbies. I swear to God, that's what she replied. But that is the thinking of a lot of people. That is the thinking of a lot of people. Oh, I'll sit in my house and it'll drop out the sky. And a lot of the manifesting books, that's what they teach. And Monica will tell you, although we manifested that massive deal, we worked sodding hard on the proposals, on getting everything right. We worked so sodding hard, it didn't drop out the sky, trust me. We worked really hard. You see these adverts come up on Facebook, write a book in 48 hours, write a book in 2 weeks. And that's the mentality today, is people want it drop out the sky. They want AI to write a book. Okay, if you want to write something that make your mum proud, great. Oh, my kid's written a book. But if you actually want something that's gonna be successful and do what you want, and Monica will tell you, it's very much about, you have to have that focus, that passion as well. It's not just sitting there casually asking for it. You've got to have this almost like this passion, and that the passion creates an energy. So it's being very clear about what you want, but having that passion behind it. And that's why people like Steve Jobs, he worked incredibly hard, but he had that total obsessive focus as well as knowing what he wanted to do. And most people sit there, do a little bit, and then get upset when not much happens. And the amount of people have come to me and gone, oh, I'm not doing very well in my work. And when I've looked at their timeline, they're not doing it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Because you look at the biggest names and look how hard they work. They're constantly promoting, they're constantly coming up with slick new material. They're putting a massive amount of work into what they do. And I think it's a combination of having a very clear view and backing it up with action. And what most people do is do too many different things. They do too many different things. And if you think of it as energy, as cosmic energy, if you're doing 6 different things, that's your energy scattered. Imagine if you put all that energy into one thing and you work at that one thing and have total belief in it, you can see on an energetic level that works better. Do you think? Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. So that's how I think manifesting works. But Monica's going to interview me. She's going to interview me. Although we already know each other and work, blah, blah, blah. She's going to interview, because it seems like an easy way to open things up. Momentum increase, multiple folds. Yeah, great stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll just introduce myself. So my name is Monica Kafaki. I'm a freelance journalist and yoga teacher. I've known Anne since about 2001. So it's over a very, very long time. And we met completely through chance. I was working at Woman's Own and I opened a drawer and there was an old press release in there that Anne had sent somebody previously at the magazine with a telephone number. And I read this press release and I'm very much into synchronicity, going with the flow, etc. And I have been very much since I was a child. I grew up with a very quirky family, and our after dinner games were ESP and spoon bending. So anyway, I opened this drawer. There was a telephone number there, and she was talking about past lives in the press release. And I thought, I wonder if you can take people into their future lives. So I rang Anne up and I said, Anne, introduce myself. And she said, funny you should say that because what I'm doing at the moment. So then I did a big story on Anne and her work in Woman's Own. And she invited me for lunch to go and see her at her office. And clearly she was checking me out. And we just hit it off straight away. And we started talking about doing books together, and things all started slotting into place. And we've been friends and work colleagues ever since. I trust her implicitly. If I ever have a problem or something that I need a bit of advice about, and I need like a spiritual angle into it, then I'll go to Anne. She'll pull a few cards for me. But anyway, so let's come back to the power of manifesting. So if you haven't seen the new book cover, it's absolutely lovely. I know you'll be seeing it backwards here, but it's really lovely. And there are some extra bits and bobs in here, and it's a nice big chunky size. So if you haven't seen it already, that's the book. So Anne, the power of manifesting. In a nutshell, how would you describe this book?
How would I describe the book? So I didn't prepare any of this. You know what I'm like, I very rarely do. How would I describe the book? I see the book as almost being a guideline because I really put a lot of exercises in the book and a lot of case studies, because the case studies really give you an idea of the outcome and what all the different things you can do, because otherwise we end up one-dimensional. But by reading all the case studies, you kind of really get an idea of just how wide the benefits are of using, it's packed with techniques and case studies and obviously talking about energy. So to me, it gives you almost the roadmap, what you need to do. It's almost like the roadmap to open up this, whatever you want. So whatever it is you want, you can go to different chapters. It's good to read it from the beginning, but there are chapters for wealth and money and love and various things. So yeah, it's like a roadmap. It gives you the exercises, but it also gives you a lot of background information.
Yeah, and what amazed me was when we started working on the book together, and you were feeding through some of the material for me and we were planning it, was how there was new things, new techniques. So most people now, when they talk about manifesting, they talk about vision boards, which are really good. And I have one in my office. That's my manifesting board. I thought I'd bring it here. Now and again, I put new little things on and change it. And you can see my books and the cover of my novel, Winter Sleep. You know, I manifested a publisher for that, etc. So, but what amazed me was the different techniques that I hadn't come across before, like crystals. Using crystals to manifest. I'm now such a big fan of crystals. So I've got my rose quartz here for clearing energy, calcite for raising your energy, all sorts of different things. So there's loads of information in the book about crystals, how to work with different tools that aren't there before. And what if you had to pick one manifesting tool, what would be your favorite one? I think I know the answer here. It probably begins with V.
Probably the one we're going to do at the end is the one I do the most. I really like the chant. I really like the chant. That has got me out of trouble. It's got me deals that were really seemed out of reach. The chant, there's a section on the chant in there. But the one we're doing later is what I do a lot, and I'll talk you through it and show you how you can use it every day. But yeah, the one we're doing later is the one, yeah. So I'll demonstrate it for you because I really wanted to share this, because if you do nothing else, just doing this one thing can really change things, really can change things.
And that technique, the tool is visualization, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
That-
having a clear view. And I think what we got these days is people are so scattered, doing so many different things. It's coming back to that one picture in your mind that encompasses what you want, having a very clear picture. That's when the universe knows it can work with you. Otherwise, you're sending out such a mixed message. The universe is going, yeah, don't know what you want, girl, don't know what you want, fella. We're sending out, we're jumping around, we're changing our mind, or it's all scattered. I think by building the image, which I'll show you how to do, and I'll work with you in a little while, it kind of hones it. It becomes that one strong image. Obviously, you could change your mind a month later. You might want something different, but at that moment, if it's a bright red car, which was one of the first things I ever manifested, it's almost like a cartoon car. I drew a picture and I can't draw. Bright red car. And the first car I had was this big red, I couldn't even drive it, it was so big. I could hardly drive it, just passed me test, but it was exactly what I'd drawn. So it's having that one clear image. What we tend to do is have too much going on. That's what
yeah.
we're going to work with.
So it's, yeah, so visualization for me as well is one of my favorite tips for manifesting. So it's, you know, really visualizing yourself there, feeling it, sensing it, stepping into the emotions and working with that. It's almost a form of magic, but it's not magic because you're working with the universe. You're not working with hocus pocus and, you know, sticking knives and things or whatever. It's pure divine energy. So I wanted to ask you, apart from the car, I mean, I've used manifestation to manifest the house that I'm living in. We were renting this house, and I really, really wanted to buy it. And every night I used to go to sleep, and I used to visualize. Before I went to sleep, I visualized us living in the house, signing the document. It was our house. And the landlady, one day, she rang up and she said, do you want to buy the house? This is completely out of the blue. She rang up and said, do you want to buy the house? And she offered it to us with a third off the sale price, which is amazing because we were already living in it and we could pay rent up to the exchange, which is brilliant. I've used manifestation to, I've talked about a book deal, but also to get free holidays as a travel writer. So I've been to Bali, China, Egypt, all over. Is there anything else that you've used manifestation for? I know we used it to get the book deal, but just anything else that springs to mind?
Yeah, 3 times I've moved into the properties I wanted. And again, they were way out of my reach financially. So the universe kind of, as soon as you got that in your head, that's what I want, but I can't afford it. What they gave me with the houses I wanted, but hoarders lived there. So I've had to spend a week with lorry loads of junk cut out of it and get master cleaners in that bleach and everything else. And I suppose that is part of it, but I'll never be able to afford that. So straight away, the universe goes, all right, I'll get you it, but you're not going to get it easy because that's your mindset. Yeah, property, working with certain people, that's been amazing. I love that when you kind of actually have somebody in your mind you want to work with. One of my friends, who's a brilliant manifester, she set her sights on dating. Well, several of my friends have done this. Emily's going to like this one. So she set her sights on dating somebody. And this is absolutely outrageous. She saw him on telly and said, I've got to date that guy. I must date him. And she went to his concert. You see how you work with it. He was on in London. She went there, sat right at the front, made sure she got a front seat. She's got nice long legs. So she stretched her legs out. And she ended up dating him. But I tell you what she did before that. She tells me off when I tell this story. It was a singer. She went to a local record store, because this was years ago when you had record store, and there was a 6-foot cardboard cutout. And she said, I'm not leaving till I got that. And they said, you can't have it. And she hassled them so much they let her take it home. So she's dragged this back to her house. How's this for having total focus? He's in her front room. Her kids thought she was potty. She ended up dating him for ages. A number of my friends have ended up dating big stars. For me, it's more people I want to work with. People there'll be somebody I really, really want to work with, and I'll keep visualizing that and focus. But I'll do more than that. I'll watch them online. Sounds stalkerish, doesn't it? I'll watch them online and get a sense of. I also send them telepathic messages. That's mad, isn't it? I do. I send them a telepathic message. Work with me. I do a whole bunch of stuff. I send them my energy, and I haven't got everyone. I haven't got everyone, but I've got a good few that I've focused on and wanted to work with. Great, eh? It's fun.
Fantastic. Well, when I talk about manifesting with people, you know, negative people will always say something like, can't you use manifesting to win the lottery? And I always try and explain, I'll find out what you think about this, Anne, but I always try and explain that manifesting doesn't really work like that. It doesn't work on the pure cash. You know, you imagine I want money and it gives you money. You have to imagine the goal of how you're going to get the cash. So is it more work? Is it an amazing book deal? I mean, the book deal that we got and the advance, I was thinking about that today, was just incredible. Not what we expected at all.
No, we got really big advance, really big. I always remember Monica said she fell back in her chair.
No, I did. I fell back in my chair. My knees buckled. It was just incredible. So, so this sort of idea of, why can't you use the lottery, use manifesting to win the lottery? It's because the lottery work, the manifesting works on a divine level. So you have to have a specific goal, a concrete idea. The universe doesn't respond to vagueness. It's got to be, this is what I want. So if you had the money, what would you do? Would you go on holiday? Would you buy a particular house? Would you be debt free? I mean, that's my views. What do you think, Anne?
Well, it's a weird one, but it's something about the lottery that I find don't add up. It's almost as if it don't add up. It's almost as if I don't quite believe it is what it is. Jojo knows what I'm saying. See, it's something with the lottery. I've done well with horse racing, but I tell you what happens with horse. I only go probably once or twice a year. If there's 7 races, I'll get the first 3. I will get the first 3. And then after that, I don't. And it's almost like universe go, I'll let you have your fun. Then that's it. You're going back to work. You're going back to work. You're not going to give up work. So it's a funny one. I have with the chant come up with pure cash when I've really needed it. I have come up, but the lottery don't quite. There's something about it I don't believe. I can't feel it. I can't sort of see it. So it's almost if there's something about it don't feel right to me or don't add up. I think you can manifest money, but as Monica said, that might be you have to get off your butt and earn it. It might be an opportunity to make money, or do you know what I mean? You might. It's like with us, we did do well with the books, but we had to work so hard. To like the girl that wanted money to drop out the sky, I don't think it works like that. And an example I'll give as well. A friend of mine put on a big event, you know, he's got a big following on in London, and it was to do with becoming a millionaire. He said, I'm in town, we'll go for lunch, come along to the event. So I've gone along, and it was about receiving money and being happy with the money. It was all about being happy and rich, not just being rich. And he asked people what they wanted. And this one man, I always feel a bit mean saying this, but he said, I want 100 million pounds and I want centres all over the world. And he had holes in his shoes. And energetically, you can't go from having holes in your shoes to 100 million. If you do, you'll lose the lot. Look at how many people do win the lottery and lose the lot. You'd be shocked at how many lose all the money or end up unhappy. So, and I just looked at the guy and thought, mate, you'd be better off focusing on getting 10 grand and just getting a decent pair of shoes. I don't want to sound rude to the guy because he was a really nice man, but you can't go. And I remember Stuart Wilde said, you get people and they will open a pizza parlor and it does really, really well, really does well, great. So they open 15. Their energy doesn't match anything that big. And that's one of the problems with the lottery. It doesn't match us. And so the energy drops. And it's like with the lottery, you think, oh, I want to win it. I'm going to focus on it. But are you 100% on that, because most people are at the back of their head are going, yeah, but what would I do? And people get jealous. My sister would get funny. My husband would be a playboy. And there's like a mixture. Very few people are completely focused on winning the lotteries. It's too big a jump for most people to manifest. So I get people telling me they're brilliant manifestors, and they'll say, oh, I needed a pair of red shoes, and somebody gave me a pair. And I go, have you manifested the 5 million yet? And very few people can manifest the big amounts, and it's a very different mindset. I think tithing comes into that. If you really want to manifest something huge, I would, it's like one of the conversations I've had like with my kids. If I won a huge amount of money, like a fortune, I would help a lot of people out. I would help out a lot of people, you know. And I'm talking about friends that run homeless centres. Don't mean running around giving all your mates money for a new car. There's a lot of really good charities that really need a bit of backup. There's a lot of good work you can do. You can change lives. You could really change lives. And so I think as soon as you start thinking with that, the bigger amount can come to you because you're more aligned. Hope that makes sense. But the lottery, yeah, most people, is too big a jump for the energy we're in right now.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's an interesting point that you've made about tithing, because it ties in with the rules. In the book, we've come
Yeah,
up with 5 ways of some 5 rules for manifesting.
yeah.
And that's now been extended to 7 through our chats recently. And one of the rules is share the love. So that's what you're talking about tithing. It's not all about take. If you're manifesting and you're manifesting abundance and good luck, then you need to put that back out. So,
Yeah.
for example, you know, I teach yoga. My classes aren't expensive at all. I have some people saying to me, well, you should be charging more. And I think, well, no, because this is my way of giving back. You know, I earn a good living as a journalist and as a writer, and I can afford to have a lower income with my yoga teaching, to help people and support people. So it's all give and take. So the universe, you have to put back in, don't you? You don't just take out. And we call that share the love. You know, as you begin to receive manifesting blessings, you need to share your stories of good fortune. So you're raising other people's vibrations, and you need to put back in. Is there anything that you want to add to that, Anne?
No, that absolutely makes total sense. It is about, I've often said to people when they're not getting what they want, just be nice to people, put the energy out there, and it will start to come back. And energy, when you put it out, it does come back. And a lot of people think it comes back threefold. I just think, well, even just giving people a compliment, being kind to people, having a nice word for people creates, your energy comes up. When you know, it's like you do somebody a favor, energy comes up.
Yeah. So I would love to talk about the secret rules for manifesting. I don't know how much time we've got, but we could maybe just have a chat and go through a couple of them, and then we can put the rest up on social media. And these rules are in the book. So it's working with cosmic energy, working with manifesting. And I think the first rule that Anne and I thought was really important when we were writing the book was be clear and specific about what you want to achieve, because the universe doesn't respond to vagueness. You know, you've got to be really, so this is about, again, visualize the house that you want, visualize the car, the seats, the color of the seats, how the steering wheel feels, be really detailed in building up that picture and connecting with what it is that you want to manifest. Anything to add, Anne?
No, that's great. That's really good. Yeah. I think the clarity, as I say, most people have too many ideas. Having that clarity is really important.
Yes, and so that's why I think doing things like yoga and meditation are really good, because we're continually living in a world where We're checking our mobile phones. I mean, the average time that people check their mobile phones is 12 times a day. Some people are checking their phones every 5 minutes. We're online for, 2.5 hours. And obviously, I know we're online now, but this is positive. We're not just watching crap on YouTube, scrolling through different videos, watching half of reels. So it's really about learning to focus the mind and concentrate. And this is something that I think will set people apart, especially as years pass, is being able to concentrate and focus on things, not just in manifesting, but in your whole life. So I'll come on to rule 2, talk to the universe in the present tense. And this is something that I really did learn from you, Anne. I remember when, manifesting was starting to just come out, with the law of attraction. And some people were talking about, I would like to be, or I wish to be. And you said to me, no, Monica, that's wrong. You need to talk to the universe as if it's happened. Otherwise, your wish, the thing you want to manifest, will always be in the future. You need to draw it into the present tense. So you've got to talk about your manifesting as if it's in the present tense. So, I am successful. I do own a home on XYZ street. I do own a red, whatever kind of car it is you want. What do you think, Anne?
Yeah, I learned that. Somebody's just letting somebody in. I learned what a person taught me this. It was a girl. She'd had a terrible love life, and she wrote her list. Somebody told her about manifesting, so she wrote her list of what she wanted in a partner, and it was so specific, it was ridiculous. He's got to be a landowner, he's got to be this, he's got to be funny. She wrote this huge long list, and a friend of hers just walked past and went, yeah, why don't you backdate it? You might hurry it up. And she did. So she wrote it for 6 months earlier. It was so cool. And she met him 2 weeks later. And some friends of hers were in the local pub, said, come down. And he was a landowner. I mean, the first date, he took her by helicopter to his land. I mean, I actually ended up going to the land. It's just, he's got this huge amount of land. I actually went and stayed there, and it's the most luxurious, fabulous 23,000 acres. It was amazing. And that's how I found out the story, because I went there and she told me how she met him. I think, yeah, it was amazing. But it was the backdating. So it's bringing it back, because a friend of mine used to walk around singing One Day My Prince Will Come. So it's like, what? It's all somewhere in the future. She still ain't met him. Somewhere in the future, bringing it into the now. And like this lady, Pip, just backdating it was just quite extraordinary. Yeah, bring it now. Don't make it most people are going to dream. It's vague dreams that might one day happen, probably won't. We want it now. We want to really make something solid now, don't we?
Definitely. And I think that's interesting about that you said, trusting the universe, because that's something that I've learned as well, is that sometimes you might have something that you really, really want to manifest.
Yeah.
But it might not be right for you. So manifesting will also really click in when it's part of your divine soul plan. And you can tell that obviously through your gut feeling, which we've written a whole book about instant intuition, how to work with your intuition, trusting your gut feeling. So when you've got this gut feeling, you've got this sense that it feels right, it's part of your soul plan, everything will just click into place. And then the manifesting will happen. But if you're trying to manifest something and things are going wrong around that, or you're getting warning signs or flags, it might not be in your best interest spiritually. What do you think?
It's interesting. The best, I know people that are amazing manifestors, like incredible. I mean, one of my friends can manifest on a daily basis. I've sat with her when she's done it. It's just mind blowing. They always, none of them are too desperate about the outcome. And I remember somebody said to me, when the spiritual teacher said to me years ago, if you want something too much, you push it away with your own energy. And what it's like, desperate people, you back off from.
Yeah.
You can look at it a different way. When you're in a great relationship, people ask you out. when you're single, not so many people ask you out. It's because once you're settled, you got that energy. When you kind of go, oh, I wish I had somebody new in my life, poof, we're pushing it away. So I really think, yeah, letting go of the outcome and just saying, now the universe knows best. This is what I want, and then let go of the outcome really, really makes a difference.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Yeah, let go of the outcome and trust the universe to manifest your dreams in surprising and quirky ways. You just strange things can happen.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about showing gratitude and counting your blessings. I think gratitude, you and I have talked about this at length, that it can build a really strong, positive foundation for you to do this manifesting work. And then we've talked about be prepared to put in the effort to make the dream a reality. You've got to meet the universe halfway. And then rule 5, be creative in how you manifest and work with your strengths. So, I've got a vision board here. I remember you always saying to me, if people are visual, they should work with visual things. They should work with visualization. But you can manifest with music. You can manifest using crystals, sound, journaling, listing, writing. There's so many ways to do it. And this is what's covered in the book as well, which is, amazing. Rule 6, share the love. So we've talked about that. When you begin to manifest your blessings, share the love with other people, give back, tell your story, lift other people up, and help them to realize that they can access this wonderful way of living your life. And then we talked about trust the universe to manifest your dreams in the way that's right for you. So as I say, all of these rules, secret rules for manifesting, are in the book. So if you want to sort of learn more, then obviously have a read. But is there anything that I've missed, Anne?
No, I think that's perfect. That really, really sums it up. Yeah, brilliant, wonderful. I love that. Yeah, having that outline's really good. I just want to say, Emily actually got a copy of the book delivered today and held it up on TikTok and told everyone. And Emily's got a big following. She's a big influencer. Yeah, she's very, very popular. So thank you, Emily.
Thanks, Emily. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a good book.
That was good, yeah. So I woke up this morning, there's this amazing video there, so that was really nice to see. So I go, oh, that's my book. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do you a little meditation. I think people like the meditations, don't they? So I've just got a little meditation, and this is the one I use that I find really works for me. And then afterwards, if you've got any questions, great stuff, good. And if you got any questions, if you haven't, that's fine. Sometimes you say questions and there's loads, and sometimes nothing, tumbleweed, which I always think either you've really understood it or I've got a clue what I'm on about and I haven't explained it properly. But I think you will have a few questions. I think you will. So make yourselves comfy. I'm going to do this nice little meditation. This is one you can do whenever. Okay. So make yourselves nice and comfy, relax. And just focus on your breathing. As you focus on your breathing, you will naturally start to relax. And as you relax, you'll feel your chest and your tummy rise and fall with each breath that you take. And just be aware the top of your head relaxing. You may feel it as a tingling or a warmth flowing down the back of your head and into your neck. Allow your neck to relax all the muscles and ligaments. And flowing down through your face, all the muscles in your face, relaxing, letting go. And flowing across your shoulders. Feel your shoulders just come down, let go, soften. And flowing all the way down your arms, right down into your hands and right to the tips of your fingers. The relaxation flowing down your back, relaxing all the muscles in your back. flowing down through your chest, your tummy, flowing down through your hips and thighs, flowing all the way down to your knees and all the way down your calves, ankles and feet, flowing right to the tips of your toes. You are relaxing well. You are letting go. You are drifting. And the more you relax, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the more you relax. And just focus on your breathing. And with each breath you take, you relax more and more. And you know that most people have vague ideas about what they want. And you know the clearer that image is, the more you know what you want, the easier it is for the universe to deliver. So we need to create the image and then focus on that image. What I do is I build the image of what I want. And then I fall asleep at night with that image in my mind. And it sends a message out to the universe. But it also, as you do this, it buries its way into your subconscious mind. So you start to align your actions with what you want. You also start to receive the odd message that guides you on your path to what you want. So as you relax deeper and deeper, you let go of your day-to-day worries and thoughts. Nobody needs you right now. And I just want you to think about what you would like to manifest. Could be your soulmate, business success, could be good health, happiness, wonderful home. Take a moment to think about what you would like to manifest. And build a picture in your mind. And it's really good to put yourself in that image and see you in your dream home or with your ideal partner. Build that image in your mind. Make the image very clear and still. And I want you to imagine this is your life right now with what you want to manifest. And I want you to imagine that right now is your perfect day where you have what you want. Just imagine it's right now. This is your perfect day. So I want you to imagine you're waking up in the morning on your perfect day where you have exactly what you want. Maybe your soulmate is next to you. Maybe you're about to sign a really big business deal, or you're going to be healthier. Imagine this is your perfect day with what you want. What I'd love you to do is just take a moment to run through that day. You wake up. You're in your dream home. You're with your soulmate. You have breakfast. You go for a run. You go to the computer, start work. What do you do that morning? Coming up to lunchtime, what do you do at lunchtime? In your perfect day, how will you spend your afternoon? What happens at dinner time, your evening? Run through the whole day right up until you're going to sleep at night. And just pick one perfect moment in that day. Could be having breakfast with somebody you love. Could be driving the car you want. Could be checking your bank statement. Pick the best moment of that day. And capture that image in your mind. Make the image big. Make the image bold. Make the image bright. Make it a really big image in your mind of you at that perfect moment of your perfect day. And every night when you go to sleep, focus on that image. Just focus on that image as you fall asleep. And something amazing happens when we do this. You send that off to the universe, but also your subconscious mind starts to work to make it happen. And often when you wake up in the morning, there's a message or some idea in your head. Or it might be phone that person, go to this place. You might even get some instructions. You even find throughout the day something could ping into your head randomly that guides you towards this. But by building that image every night, you're co-creating with the universe. And you're bringing what you want into your reality. So keep that image here in your mind. Please use it every night. When you're ready, take a deep breath and open your eyes. Okay, so we're open for questions, folks. Anybody want to put their hand up, ask a question? I know Jojo's going to ask something. Right. Okay. I don't know where my chat thing is. It's best to, if you put your hand up or speak or something, unmute yourself, tell us. Anybody got any questions?
Hi. Hi,
Hey.
Anne.
Hey, yeah.
I have a question. I'm in deep grief at the moment.
Bless you.
My husband passed away 6 months ago.
Oh, jeez.
But I want to buy the land. I want to buy 2 acres of land that wraps around our garden that we fought so hard to get the planning permission refused on.
Yeah.
Can I still, in my grief, can I actually manifest? Am I just too dark to, I don't know whether I can actually manifest because I'm just grieving so much.
I don't think it's to do with how you're feeling. Obviously, you are absolutely grief-stricken and that's horrible, horrible. But there's something in you really wants that land. And it might be because that land's associated with your husband. You know, you both wanted it. What I would do, personally, I wouldn't normally say this. There's a girl I know and she does nice magic. It's more kind of working with the universe and various other things. And she's very good with the astrology. For things like that, I bring her on. I bring her on for things like she doesn't charge a lot, but I find she's just got this way of shifting the energy a bit towards you. What would happen if you didn't get it?
They would probably build on it. They would probably get planning on it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just been so traumatic because they've cut trees down and things, and it's
Mm.
been, yeah, sorry, it's just been terrible. And I think I don't know, I'd have a breakdown if they.
Right, that is really traumatic because you're living it every minute, and you're going to find yourself looking out the window wondering what they're doing next, and they're probably not very nice people, because people who go and chop down the trees often aren't very nice. I know having that energy around you is horrible. I once lived somewhere where I had horrible people either side, and it really does affect your energy. I suppose what I would love to happen here is for you to do that, visualize this every night, see yourself. All right, I just want to tell you a quick story. I met this guy, this was in Dubai, and this is a lot of years ago. And I was talking about manifesting, and she was quite young. And she put her hand up and said, "Can I tell you my story?" So I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Look, I went and studied interior design." And she said, and when we all come to the end of it, it was only a basic college, nothing fancy. She said, what I did was we all had to say what we wanted. And some people went, I want an internship. And others said, oh, I hope to get a little job here or whatever. And when they come to her, she said, I want to work for the Dubai royal family, and I want to be their number one for their interior design. And the whole class just laughed at her. They really laughed at her. Even the teacher really laughed at her. Don't be silly. She said, but what I did was, she said, every day I visualized writing a letter, sending it off. I visualized myself going to the post box. She also did this, wrote the letter, sent it off. This is absolutely true story. She posted it. She imagined the sheikh reading it. She imagined the sheikh inviting her out and offering her a job. But she saw every detail. She saw herself packing her case, going to Heathrow, the whole lot. And it all happened. A whole lot happened. So I would like you to really be focused every night, seeing yourself, the paperwork being okayed, or just seeing the paperwork. That's what I've done. When I've needed something legal or whatever, I visualize that somebody really nice in that office says, yeah, you can have that, even when it's been turned down. So I'd love you to start every night, just imagine the paperwork, you getting the paperwork, that some sort of meeting or wherever it works, the paperwork's done, and you get, yep, you got the okay. I'd love you to start there. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Good. And please let me know how you get on. Brilliant. Anybody else got a question?
I would do normally, but with your like visualizations, your meditations, I just got so much. Like I just got, and like all the bits joined together. So some of the things I've seen before, but I upgraded it, and then I brought some other things in, and so it would be quite interesting actually, because there we go. Now I've got one for you. You can't get rid of me easily. So I really felt like so for me, I really felt like I was touching the materials that my tailoress was making for me while my private chef was bringing in some sample.
Wow.
I was literally, and I don't normally get, and I realized I don't normally get the touch there. I mean, I can move energy, but I was literally, they were bringing me in different different kind of fabrics to play with.
Wow.
So that's a different kind of Claire, isn't it? Is that a different, I think that's something new that I've just been given.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's making it more real. I love it when it becomes more real. You can touch things, you can feel it, you can smell it, you can taste it, that it becomes more real. It's building up the whole experience. That's really good. Yeah,
it's really good. I haven't had that before, so thank you. But you know how much I love your vision. I'm a big fan, especially of your visualizations, because they really take me to like I'm literally there. So
yeah,
it's really cool. Thank you.
We got, we really connect. It's really, really good. Really, really good. And anybody else got a question?
Yeah, I've got one. Just to sort of say, as much as we're creating all this stuff, is there something about clearing all the blocks that might be holding you back from whatever you're trying to manifest as well.
Yeah, but it's interesting because, yeah, having a clear view actually does take you a lot of the time beyond the blocks, because we are focusing on the blocks so much. One of the exercises I did at the weekend was asking people what they want. This is more for the future vision work. Just asking them what they want. And when you look at the list that they've put, how many are moving away from and how many are moving towards? Moving away from people usually a bit blocked. They're going, I'm trying to move house. I'm trying to get out of debt. I'm trying to get away from this bad relationship, rather than I want to move to a shiny new house. I want to make money. They're always moving away from. But yeah, sometimes people can have blocks. But I think that if you have a clear image, you start to step into that reality of you that has that. It's having that clear image. People have blocks, they jump around a lot. I watch people sabotage. I've had this conversation a lot recently. I see people sabotaging all the time. They get a brilliant opportunity and mess it up, or arrive on the wrong day for the meeting. I'm constantly seeing people sabotage. But I think the more you visualize, I think you stop doing that, and it starts to become your reality. The lot of the blocks, because we're uncomfortable, fearful of success, fearful of failure, what will the family think? But the more you focus on that every night, it starts to become your reality. It starts to become the norm to you. The blocks start to fade away. They're no longer part of your reality as you are now. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm just going for jobs at the moment, and I've had like some interviews where the people haven't turned up for the interview, basically. So maybe I'm sort of taking that as maybe it's like the wrong job to be in. But
well, it could be that. Could be that. Maybe I need to do a session with you. But I think focus on your ideal job. What would be your ideal job? Not a job. Focus on your ideal job and have the perfect day, and then take a snapshot. And I think let's start seeing you at your full potential in your perfect job, your ideal job. And let's see if that shifts something. And let's see if that starts to open up that opportunity.
okay.
Be nice. I'd like to see it happen. Let me know. Anybody else got a question for me? I can't see the chat thingy. I've got it there somewhere. Look, it's been great working with you all. Been really good working with you all. Well, if you have any great manifesting stories, talk to Monica, because most of you know she writes a really good article. She's very trusted amongst our tribe. She's very trusted, because a lot of people, you just don't trust them, do you? You never know what they're going to write, but she's very trusted. She's written about lots of us over the years. So many of us have done stories with her. I mean, I've had loads, mountains of them, but loads of the practitioners, loads of the people that train with us, she's done stories with them. So if you have any manifesting stories, yeah, just give her a shout. Really grateful. If you haven't already got Cosmic Energy, please get a copy. Please get a copy. And please tell everybody. And I'm going to put this on YouTube. Be really grateful if you shared it. Really grateful. But I'm really grateful you've shown up, because it's like the airlines say, you have plenty of choice. You could fly with somebody else, and you've shown up for us tonight. So we're very grateful. And yeah, thank you all. Thank you very much. And go manifest, go and make something wonderful happen in your life. Please visualize every night. Even if you think it's not working, please visualize every night that one clear postcard type image every night, and let the universe do its magic. Right. I think we got a message. I'm trying to see the messages now. I'm starting to see them. Finally, I'm seeing. I couldn't see them before. Hang on. What's this? Who can explain the low? Oh, is the book available on Kindle? I don't actually know. Is it available on Kindle? I think it is.
No,
Right.
it's not. It's just paperback. It's just paperback.
Oh, okay. At the moment, I think it might be out on audio as well. I think it might be out on audio. But I thank you all dearly. for joining us. Very, very grateful. And we'll see you all soon. We'll see you again. I might start doing a regular Wednesday night. So thank you for joining us. Very grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anne.